Hello and welcome back to Token Watch. Today I'm going to cover a couple different projects that I think are interesting and worth looking at over the next couple weeks/months. Right now the crypto market is kind of a crazy space. We had that massive sell-off or drop yesterday on the 8th where the market lost, $2 billion or something. Let's look at the 7-day chart. Yeah, it was this crazy sell-off. Bitcoin pushed above 52,000 and then came back down close to like 43,000, maybe even 40,000. And now there's been a pretty solid recovery back towards 2.2 trillion, and Bitcoin around 47,000. And in the alt space, we had the day before that a pretty serious crash for a lot of tokens, or maybe it lined up with that crash yesterday. But you saw, 60 to 80% on some coins, as far as how far they dropped. And then today's been a slight recovery, but it's still being met. So if you look at the 24-hour on a lot of these altcoins, it's up, but within the last hour or so, there's been a decent amount of kind of sell-offs or fake outs, because there are people who bought into a lot of these. So let's just use Glitch as an example. Glitch protocol. What is it? $31 million market cap. Kind of had this insane run up the other day, and people were super hyped on it. Started at the beginning of this month. Like a lot of other altcoins, the community is very strong, and then it had this huge sell-off. Got up to around 50 cents and then dropped all the way back down to 30 cents. Now it's making a run today, but it's being met with some hard resistance of people who just, if you look at a lot of these, I can actually go to the Etherscan. There's like about 2 hours of positive trading volume, so people buying into the coin. And then after like that 2 hour, 3 hour period, it's all the minute it starts to slow down, like you'll see it'll be like within an hour, there'll be like 10 buys or 20 buys. The minute like a 10-minute or 20-minute or 30-minute period goes by where there's no buying, you'll see these massive sells. Like, right here, there's a 44-minute gap or a 20-minute gap between these two, and instantly people start selling off. It happens with all of them. It's happening with Serum as well, which was popping off recently. And then you'll see like it'll have this positive momentum, and then let's see if I can pull Serum up. Sorry. Serum. I thought I had it favorited. I guess not. Oops. Again, you see this positive momentum, and then immediately it's met off by people who have been holding the coin or bought it early here and are wanting to sell off. So I'm trying to learn the timing on a lot of these. It's tricky, especially in the alt space, because it happens so quickly. But anyways, I wanted to look at a couple projects today that I thought are quite interesting. And the first one I want to look at is not Glitch. For some reason, CoinGecko has been super slow for me today, but I can go to the Twitter for now. So it's called Wiva, or Wiv, I guess. The token is WIV. And essentially what they're doing is they are taking wine bottles, storing them physically in a location they have, right? And then they are basically turning these wine bottles into an NFT. So the idea is that each bottle is represented by a certain amount of WIV, but it's attached to the value of the token is attached to the value of the total collection that they have stored, at least as far as I know or / understand. And I think this is kind of interesting. It's the first wine NFT play I've seen. I think wine is people love to trade it. If you ever watch the movie Sour Grapes, you'll see that people definitely treat it like an asset, like a painting, and they use it as a store of value, not just something that they plan on drinking. So the idea here is that you can own this bottle of wine, and I don't have to physically own it. Or sorry, I do physically own it. They will buy it and purchase it and put it in their cellar, right? And it's hopefully backed, I assume. There's some type of insurance you can buy. And then I own the rights to this bottle of wine via an NFT that I can then go and trade or fractionalize, break off into pieces, the whole thing, and I think it's an interesting play. The team behind it seems very, solid. I'll mute this, but the description that they have and the marketing they're putting behind it seems pretty legit. It just came out recently, if I'm correct. Let me go to their token. It had a nice little push this morning. Someone made like a $35,000 buy, I believe, which for a small coin like this is quite big. So it's trading around 10 cents. It was at 20 cents this morning, so it's hovering around this range. I think this is how old it is as well. So I think it came out 6 days ago. Just pop open the Etherscan. So let's go to 30-day. Yeah, so it came out. Okay, it came out the 3rd of September. It launched at 6 cents. Went up towards 14 cents. So I guess it didn't go towards 20 cents. It went towards 10 cents after hanging around 7 cents for a while. But anyways, pretty low volume right now. Yeah, so basically this guy came in with a $35,000 buy that pushed it, towards 11 cents from 8 cents. And then you've kind of seen, all these sells come out. So it's not a great coin if you're looking for a short-term gain, but it's the type of thing that, with how serious they are and the way they're basically launching these new wines that are exclusive offers to the Discord community, which I can show you actually. So basically they do these drops. Let's see. They call it Invest Drop. So they'll launch a new wine that we can invest in, and they'll tell us how much it is, and you can buy it with the Wiv token. But I just think it's very interesting. I think they're very serious about it. It's, brand new type of thing, but this is the type of thing that, one news article or, one big investor coming in and buying a lot of wine, or if it catches on where, the same way that NFTs now are getting a bit saturated and the value of them are going down because, there's just a billion of these, Bored Ape Yacht Club, the CryptoPunks, everything. Like, there's just too much of the same thing. This is an NFT that's very different, right? It's still in that same lane, but so it feels like the type of thing that, if it catches one little bit of mainstream, media or news, it's the type of thing that could just launch and take off and, head towards $1 or something. So I have, about $500 put into it. I don't really care where it goes. I just want to own some of it. If it turns around and does a 50x, happy days for me. I may buy in more if some news comes out or there's some new, let's see. Okay, but like this is obviously not an article about them. This is the type of thing. If like a wine enthusiast or like a GQ or a whatever it is launches an article being like this new NFT wine collection is the. Also, I think they're very smart. They're very savvy in the crypto space. They've got their Bored Ape Yacht Club BAYC thing that they own here, which is kind of cool. So you can tell they're culturally aware of the space. And so if they can kind of marry, blockchain investors and people who are into NFTs with, the wine world in a positive way. I think I've opened up their website already, right? Yeah. This will be a big one to look out for. So definitely keep this on your radar. The token symbol is WIVA. Okay. And yeah, still very new, but just one piece of, definitely follow them on Twitter. One little piece of information could be huge. The other one I want to look at today, apologies for the loading time, might be on my watch list, is Presearch. And so I bought Presearch at 5 cents. Right, let's go to the 7-day picture. Oh, 1 month picture. So I bought it right around here. So it had this initial kind of dip. It had this initial pump, and I was like, ooh, should I get in? So I guess it was closer to 6 cents. It had this initial pump. I looked at it. I was like, holy shit, crypto Google. This, sounds amazing. And then they put this out the day before the massive pump. And talk about, like, people selling the news or buying the hype, rather. So they put out a thing. They just pinned something. I think I want to see what it is. Let me see if I can go to it. Where is it? Okay. So I saw this on August 31st. Get ready for tomorrow. We have an announcement that will forever change the distribution of Presearch and is likely one of the biggest distribution deals for blockchain company to date. And I was like, holy shit. And what it was is that they are now, there's a good image for it. Here it is. So they basically are now an option on when you buy an Android phone in the UK or in Europe rather, and you go to your settings to basically decide what you want your search tool to be. So for most people, it would be Google. They are now an option on here. So the idea was that people who have Androids in Europe who are very heavily invested in blockchain and the whole thing, maybe want to use Presearch. The experience is pretty good. It's fast. It gives you similar results to Google. It's got a similar layout, the whole thing, but it runs decentralized on different people's nodes. So you can become a node provider or a node host, or I don't know what the term is, but essentially they use your processing power on your computer to help support Presearch, opposed to Google owning all the servers, yada, yada, yada. I think I've done a video on them. Actually, this would be very funny if I have done a video on them. I think it was my last video, actually. Let's see. Oh, Token Watch. I think, oh god, your channel. Okay. Yeah, so they were the last video I did. So I just wanted to recap them. And the reason I guess I'm bringing them back up is I don't think they're done. They had a nice pump today. They got up back. They were sitting around 13 cents, the whole thing. They pumped back up to about 23 cents. And then again, you see these massive sell-offs. But it's only a $74 million market cap. If this is to be the crypto Google, and something happens where Brave decides to add this as their main search engine, Brave being the blockchain browser thing that a lot of people use, like again, the type of thing. Just follow them on Twitter. They announce we're now on all Androids worldwide, or we have another announcement. These are the type of guys that their announcements have weight, right? And if they're saying something big is coming, something big is probably coming, and it's worth buying into that hype regardless of where it goes after. So please, please, please keep an eye out on Presearch. That's another one that I think is massive. The other one I wanted to look at, Loot was another interesting one. So I got in with these guys. The sad thing about this was, and I'll show you once I have the chart up, but so basically I got into these guys. Let's look at the 14-day chart. Let me see. I think it was around $220. Yeah, $220. So I got in at $220 on September 5th, and I rode this wave up. It was really nice. This period of time exactly, when it went up to $600 and something, $627, right? I was in a movie, and I was like, I couldn't trade because I was on my different phone that doesn't have access to my wallet account, the whole thing. I come back from the movie. It's gone down to $423, then back to close to $500, the whole thing. And I didn't end up getting out till about $310 here. I just had this idea that it was going to pump again, but I missed out on it was close to $8,000 extra profit. So I ended up making a little bit, but I got out. The cool thing about these guys, and you can see they're pumping again today. They're back up at $347. Their volume actually looks solid. This might be something I want to get back into, but their marketing is really well done. They have a really strong community around them. Let's see if there's an announcement today or something. Loot news. We've again moved to the #1 spot here. Token price currently been breaking out. New set. Da da da. These are the kind of upgrades in our Telegram updates. Yeah. Mythic card sold for 10K last night. Their ecosystem is pumping right now. And this might be one I'm looking to buy back into, but this is the type of token right now. It's at $9 million market cap. It's a huge NFT play, and people are actually buying their stuff. Let's look at the Etherscan. So some big buys came in. 5 ETH. It's being met with some sells at the moment. So I'm gonna wait, I think, a little bit to see where this goes. If this drops down to $320 but stabilizes and continues to go up, I might put more money in. But if this goes back down towards 300, then I'm going to stay out of it for now. But this ecosystem in general is huge. People are talking about it. A couple YouTubers made videos about Loot, Chico Crypto, and they're really good about marketing themselves. Let's see the latest. Go to Twitter. People talking about them 20 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago, 40 minutes ago. So they're relatively in the news. Anyways, definitely one to keep an eye out. Could push back towards 600, even $1,000, $2,000 in the next couple weeks, depending on how well their ecosystem survives. A lot of people, because like NFT players are moving to Solana, and Loot is one of the stronger candidates right now for ETH, for OpenSea and for ETH NFTs. This is definitely one to keep an eye out. The last one I'll cover. I really like Moontools. I think I'll make that my last one. Yeah, let's do Moontools. So these guys, and I'm someone who uses Uniswap a lot. I believe, yeah, these guys. Let's go to their Twitter. So they put out a thing on September 6th. No prizes for the Earthlings who guessed the upcoming major celestial event. And then an hour ago they posted, and the harvest has begun. We hope you made your preparations. I'm gonna actually say more detail, because I had money in this and I took it out because I was a bit worried about where they were going. But they have a good overall product. They've been talked about on a couple different platforms. But essentially, the idea is you can have this multi-swap, and so you can have multiple Uniswap instances up at once. Let me see if I can find the tweet actually that shows a better display of their platform. Someone posted about it. Is it Mooney? Is their ticker? Moons. Okay, Moons. Okay, yeah, I actually posted about it. So this is the display. So you have this multiple Uniswaps. I think you might be able to do other like Sushi Swap and stuff up at once. But for someone who trades a couple different tokens, this is very interesting to me. It has other features. You can have multiple wallets launch, but essentially it's like a nice dashboard to launch multiple Uniswaps, make multiple trades. You can connect multiple wallets. So each instance of Uniswap can be connected to its own wallet. And then the nice thing about that is that if a certain wallet or a certain trade is taking a little bit of time, or you need to cancel it or whatever it is, and it doesn't stop you from making other trades. So for someone who swaps a lot and likes being able to like for example, like I was trying to get into a coin yesterday, and I had a pending trade on my Uniswap, and I let it run for about 5 minutes. Then I sent through a nonce cancel thing. I canceled that trade, but the whole process took like 12 minutes, and in that 12-minute period, like $200,000 for the buys went into this other token that I missed out on all that gain. So this is something that's very interesting to me. They're a bit they're a bit sus in my opinion. They had a nice pump to $100 the other day. They're also very young, I believe. Yeah, they came out on September 8th, so they came out yesterday, essentially. But they've got, let's see, they've got 2.3K followers, and they have something happening. So just keep an eye out on them, and they seem like a nice little data exploration tool, and multi-swap thing if that's what you're into. Anyways, those are the ones I'm going to touch on today. The ones that I think are worth noting, that are relatively new, that are small cap, and have a lot of room to grow. So follow those on Twitter and keep an eye out, and hopefully I'll do an update on some of them. Jesus. Okay.